Welcome back to another episode of Author Interviews with Jazz and Prose. I'm your host, Sai. Today we are here with an amazing man. Okay, we're here with a Pilgrim. Okay, and he's going to be talking about his books as well as he has a little surprise for you guys, some music that is dropping as well. So, Mr. A Pilgrim, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm good. I am good. I've been, if y'all have been keeping up with these episodes, I've been saying the countdown is on until school. And yeah, we're here. School is here, guys. So I'm excited getting back into the reading. But yeah, and where are you from, a Pilgrim? Where are you?
Originally, I was born in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, and I migrated to California.
Okay, yes. Well, we are in Houston. Okay, so okay, nice.
All right, indeed.
Yeah. So you're going to be talking to us about a couple of your works, okay? Because you have A Patience of the Saints that is out, okay? But we also know you have Hebrews. So go ahead. Actually, I'm going to go back because I know this is Hebrews, but I do want to know how you came up with this amazing cover, because I feel like it's a lot going on here, and I would love to know how you came up with this cover.
So Hebrews is actually, in the course of my life, I've been doing a lot of research about myself. I've come to find out that is actually my nationality, that I am a Hebrew Israelite. And I began to research that. And as you can see how it's spelled, that is not how you spell my nationality. My nationality is Hebrews.
Right.
But not myself, but the actual individual who came up with the cover and put the poems together, came up with it spelled this way. And I had to agree with him because we as a people know amounts of pain. So Hebrews is how I put a spin on it. This book actually is the first book I actually put out. It can be found on Amazon. But since this book, I've written 2 other books of poetry, and I put them all together, and that is The Patience of the Saints, and I'm putting that out, and it's coming with spoken word with music that I'm releasing with the book.
I love that. That is so amazing and creative. And I love the play on words there because, like you said, yes, pain is definitely something that, Hebrews, and I'm gonna be, this is transparent. I don't know a lot about the Hebrew Israelites. My dad is actually into a lot of that stuff, so I've heard of it before. But definitely correct me if I, because I respect all people and their religions and that. So, the picture though, what does this symbolize? Because is that his brain? And like, I'm thinking, what is that right there?
Yes. It is me trying to really express how we need to read and use our brains, put books and knowledge in our minds, because muscles are easy to attain, but wisdom is something you actually have to work toward. So,
you know what? I love that. I love that. I think I might have to, I'm not going to say steal it. I'm going to borrow it. Okay. When I start school, I'm going to be like, you see, we need to do that because yes, I'm a reading teacher. So anything with books, I love it. And I tell my students all the time that they need to read. So yes, it is. People don't understand that your brain is a muscle and that you do have to exercise it in order for it to strengthen. Mm-hmm. I love that. So tell us, let's take it back a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into poetry, spoken word, and just being an artist.
So all of my creative and entertainment attributes stem from my mother. Oh, God bless her soul. She, a playwright. She wrote poetry as well, but she introduced me to all things theatrical as a child. In Austin, Texas, there was a radio station called, or it still exists, KAZI in Austin, and it was the Black station. So we all listened to it. My mother would write her plays and actually do them on that radio station, and I would be actors in her play as a child. So that was a beautiful introduction for me, and it just showed me everything. And she showed me about poetry, and I fell in love with books and reading, and that just opened every door.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. And that it speaks to, being a parent and how important that is, and exposing your kids to the things that could really propel them into success and what they love to do and creativity. So I love that. I love that. And then, so how old were you when you wrote? Well, this is your first book that you wrote, right? That published? Well, published.
I actually have another book copywritten, my first book,
Okay.
Spiral Bound. That old. But yes, I've been writing for quite some time.
Okay.
Yeah, and my mother pushed get everything published and copywritten. She was a real stickler for making sure that your work is protected. And so I did that. And I put out one book called Can I Get a Witness
Okay.
many years ago.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Okay. So you're what do they say? You're true to this, not new to this. Or did
There
I
we
say
go. Yes, you said that correctly. Yes, indeed. I'm very
okay.
true to this.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, the newer book where you combined it, Patience of the Saints. Tell us, what is that book about?
So the first chapter of the book is Hebrews. The second chapter of the book is Old Testament New, a poetic cry for Israel. That's the second chapter, which is another book that I had written. I just made it a whole chapter in the second book. And then the third chapter is entitled Before Now, which is another book that I had written. And I really just put these books together. The musical aspect of it, I've been writing poems again forever, but I started rapping when rap first came out.
Okay.
And I listened to Gil Scott-Heron as a child as well. And he really, really piqued my curiosity as far as music and poetry goes. And so I'd like to say I took it to another level because for his time, he propelled this particular art form in a new direction. He made so much money doing music and poetry and theater that it was quiet money, but he made a lot of money and made a great name for himself and really made a name for this art form. And I'd like to think that I'm trying to propel it to another level.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So when you are writing, okay, what does that process look like for you when you're writing? Like, I know some people have to go out of their house because I think it was Dorcas Renee. She was like, I have to go to a coffee shop because my habits and routines is already set at home. So I have to go to a different environment. So what does that look like for you when you're writing?
Now that's a good question. And that differs, I guess, for each piece. I have a poem and it's called My First Haiku. And, a haiku is very short. That thing took me about 3 days to write.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I have poems that are very long that took every bit of 10, 15 minutes. So it really depends on the mood, that moment, what I'm feeling. It really differs for each and every different piece. Time is not a thing that I control, nor do I try to control it when it comes to creativity. I don't try to harness it. I let that be. That's an entity outside of me. To me, that's a spirit that decided to join itself to me so that I may speak whatever it wants me to say. That's how I look at that. And so I don't put a time limit on this entity that joins itself to me. I let it speak. And I make sure that that thought is completely finished before I decide to exercise it to the people. I hope I explained that well. That was a lot.
Oh, you did. And I've been taking mental notes because I have a lot to say. So first of all, haikus, I love them. Okay, I'm a reading teacher. So yes, I do teach that with my 8th graders. And a lot of people don't know. And I tell them all the time too. A lot of people think, oh, if I write a lot, it's, what is it? Say, all right. Mm-hmm. Quality over quantity.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
And a lot of people think that you're writing a lot. Oh, this is going to be good. But what are you writing? Now, a haiku, if you guys don't know out there, is 3 lines, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's 5, 7, 5. It goes by the Now, I usually have them write it for Mother's Day, and I have them write one to their mother, describing her and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And when they like, oh, yay, good, it's only 3 lines. I'm like, yes. However, it has to follow the syllables, and then it also has to still be nice, So
Yeah.
sometimes, even though, like you said, it took you 3 days, that, takes a lot of thought to make sure that you're writing something concise and coherent and it actually says what you wanted to say. So I love that. I want to read that haiku. And then also, when you talked about creativity, now I interviewed Omar Tyree. Okay, he wrote Fly Girl back in the day and 29 other books. Okay, he said something that was so mind blowing to me in that interview that I was like, oh my God, it's so timely. When you talked about creativity, it was like along the same lines. And he was like, a lot of people nowadays are tailoring their work that they're putting out to their audience versus letting their creativity inspire their audience. And I was like, that is so true, because nowadays we think of algorithm and, you got to feed the beast and give the audience what they want. But as a true creative person, like you said, it's really like a spirit that comes to you and it's working through you. So I love that. I think for creative people, it's a great reminder that you need to be led. But a lot of people, I think with social media now, are turning it into more so of a business, and they're losing the art of creativity.
Right.
I was like, that is, so I like that point that you made, that he made, and I feel like, yes, we're all aligned here at Jazz and Club. So, with that being said, though, okay, how long did it take you to write? I guess we'll start with Hebrews, because I know that one was already done, and then the other 2 chapters. So how long did it take you from start to finish?
So the book I spoke of, Can I Get a Witness? The poems from that book are in Hebrews. So my books of poetry, I guess I could say, are just me expounding upon the life that I've lived. And that's basically all it is. That's why I decided, let me just put these together, because if I continually waited, I would continue to expound on the experiences that I'm not experiencing. And to me, it's all the same experience from the first book, Can I Get a Witness? To me, it's all this, I'm still going through the same processes. So to me, I'm like, let me stop, put this out, because I already have a second album of musical poetry that I'm ready to release. And all these poems are from this Patience of the Saints book that I'm putting out. So it's a lot, and it just keeps coming. So I have to put a salary cap, so to speak, on it, so I can actually release something and then continue from there. Because writing never stops. Although my pen may not touch my paper, my mind is always writing. And so when I do sit down and get in that mode, that process, these things will come back to me, and they'll all end up being ink.
Absolutely. So, do you keep like a notebook?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. The only upgraded, because a lot of poets now, I see them go on stage with their phones. I haven't upgraded like that. I'm old school. I'm still paper to pen, and I try to memorize my stuff. I don't use my phone to spit my lyrics. I can't do that. If I don't memorize it, it's probably not going to get spit, or I'm going to go up there with a piece of paper with whether that is written on it. I just can't do that. But for me, my phone, I'll use it now if I'm out, and I'll say something into my phone, and I'll go back and write it down.
Yeah. I'm like that too. I was looking for my notebook, but I have so many notebooks. But I have to, even as a teacher, when I'm getting to know my students with the data, I have to literally write their name, write the number, because it helps your brain, like you said, to remember things. So I love that. I'm old school too, retro. So was there a part, and I know you said these are your life experiences, right? When you were writing, do you feel like there was a time or a line, a stanza you were writing and you was like, gosh, this is hard? Now, when I say hard, that could be like emotionally hard to revisit, or like maybe trying to put together the right sentences, or do you have a part that you remember like that was hard to write, but I did it?
I'm not going to let myself cry.
Please don't. Oh my God, no. We're not crying today at Pilgrim. But you know what? I always tell people that, I'm a crier, but I get it.
Too.
It's therapeutic. You release it, but
I have to cry,
you don't have to answer if you don't want. It's fine.
I'm going to, because I am a poet, and I have a saying. I say, the earth is crumbling, and it's going to be poets that put it back together.
Okay.
I firmly believe that. So speaking my life, my truth, is not only helping me, but I believe it's going to help someone else.
Right.
So that being said, I have 6 daughters, and I was given a son. He came last. I buried him in 2021. And I just still right now can't express how that makes me feel, just the thought of losing the one thing that a man truly desires in children is a son. And he came last, and I buried him first. And that tore me up. So 4 months after him, my mother passed, and my world completely changed. I was sent to be alone. And when I say these things, I'm speaking of, I'm a firm believer in the creator of heavens and earth. And so anything that I've been through, it's him sending me through it. And I had to go through this thing, or should I say, I'm having to go through this thing because my son hasn't come back. So that is something I will continually go through. But, and this is where the other 2 books came from. It's just more so solidified my belief in who I am as a person on this earth, the things that I've went through. And now I can honestly and firmly say that no man has helped me get through these things that I am going through. It has been his hand alone that is getting me. And I keep want to say has gotten me through, but I'm still in it. And so that it's getting me through these things. I lost the most important pieces of my life. My father being one, and I lost him in 2017 first, and then my son, and then my mother. Those are the most important pieces to me in the life of a man that can be. And so I lost those things, and it caused me to be a different kind of man. I was a man already, but it caused me to be a different kind of man. And now I stand firmly. My absolutes are completely absolute. I don't waver. I love hard. I've always done that. I love hard. But now I'm picky and choosy of who I give my love to. That is all that has changed me. I thank God for this life. I thank him for the ability to express myself and to be able to write, to get this off of me, because it does help. And so I'm going to fill up a lot more tablets before I leave this earth, unless I leave it tomorrow, because I know that is not in my hand as well. So thank you.
Yes, and that's a lot. And thank you for being transparent and vulnerable, because that is, unfortunately something that we all experience. We're all going to experience that. It is a part of life, and I know it is hard. And we had what's her name? Kia Holt. She came up here. She wrote a book about grief. She's a pastor, but she wrote a book about, how to deal with that and how to, live with it and move, past it so you can still have a full life. But it is something that, and I thank you, like I said, once again, for sharing that, because it shows that, because I would say men, are told usually back in the day, like, oh, don't talk about your feelings, all this kind of stuff. And for you being a poet, you're jotting it down, sharing it with the world. People need to see that. People need to hear that, to let them know not to just hold that in. So, I applaud you, and I'm sorry for your losses that you have had. And, writing really does. I mean, maybe not for everybody. For me, it does. I've always been a writer. It's very cathartic for me, to get that out. Because some people don't like talking to other people.
Right.
About it. But writing it, whenever I write, for me, it's kind of like after I work out, I get that like sense of release, like, oh, I feel better about this, And I still write to this day. I wrote letters to my parents like maybe a year ago and gave it to them. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so dramatic, but I love writing. So thank you for that. What advice would you give to authors, people who want to write a book, but they don't know? Let's stick with poets, okay? People who they write poetry and they're like, I don't know. And I told somebody else this. When you're a poet, though, I think you're being very vulnerable, because you're usually, when you're writing poetry, that is really coming from a place of how you're feeling,
Right.
So What advice would you give to somebody who's like, I don't know if I want to publish my poetry?
Oh, wow. First and foremost, probably my best piece of advice is put on a thick layer of skin. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
You go to a lot of places and they'll say, oh, we won't tolerate the disrespect and blah, 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 appreciate the poets. And that's fine and dandy. And people will do that there, but you have to leave that place and you have social media and people will speak their true minds and hearts. You have to have some extra skin to put on to be able to tolerate you putting your heart on your sleeve and revealing it to the world, because everybody's not going to care. And that's really the best advice I can give you. Secondly, and probably just as important, speak your truth. As a poet, you tell it how you see it, and you speak that and stand firmly on it. But also be prepared to you grow and see where you misspoke and correct yourself. And that's the best I can do for you. Go and live life and love. That's it.
Yeah. That's good. I don't think don't quote me, guys, but I don't think anybody has came up here and given that truth of having a thick layer of skin. But yes, you do have to have that. As any type of artist, because people are going to interpret things how the perspective that they have. Right. That's with anything. That's with movies. You can go watch a movie and be like, oh, that was the best movie. Another person be like, oh my God, that sucked. So you do have to have a thick layer of skin going out there. And I think a lot of people, authors I've heard say that they write for themselves first. And I think that's very important. If you're writing for yourself, then typically you're not going to really care what other people think about. The people who like it will like it, and the people who don't like it won't like it. I mean, I feel like that's life, but I love that advice that you have there. Okay, I feel like we're at our trivia time. I don't know if you've seen our show before, but we have a fun little trivia of author edition. Would you rather? Okay, so it's like a would you rather eat apples or would you rather eat oranges?
Sounds fun to me.
Yes, author style. So we're gonna have you pick a number from 1 to 4.
I'm gonna go with 2.
2. Okay, good. Let's see what 2 is. Okay, this is good now, and this is probably gonna be hard for you because you're a spoken word person. So it says, would you rather see your book, turn into a Netflix series or quoted in a TED Talk?
In all actuality, the only reason why this is going to be easy for me, because I cannot think of this brother's name right now.
Okay.
But there's a movie that a poet put out a long time ago, and everything was spoken in poetry. He did different scenes, and everything was in poetry. I'm so sorry that I cannot remember that brother's name.
Okay.
But he literally did that. He put a movie out of him, like he went to jail. He did a jail scene, and it was so pro Afro-American. I love it. But I would like to see my book put in a Netflix series because of what he did. I'm gonna have to find that and get that to you so you can see. It was a wonderful work, I believe. I liked it.
Yeah, when you get the name of that, because I know it's gonna come to you probably as soon as we stop recording.
Right.
When you do that, can you comment it when this publishes on YouTube and put it in? Because I want to see that. I think that would be really creative.
It was nice.
Yeah. So what is next for you now, guys? Like I said, we do have a surprise at the end for you guys to enjoy. But what is next for you as far as just you as an artist? What do you have next for us?
So I've written a play, and I'm working on getting my actors together for that. And I've written a movie, and I'm working on putting all this out. Okay, I'm going to give y'all some information. I'm planning to move to Kenya, Africa. And I want to set up
for that. Oh my God. Okay.
I want to set up all my studio, everything, and I want to shoot and do everything from there. That is my plan. That's what I'm working toward. So y'all purchasing my material, know that that's what it's going toward. So yeah.
Absolutely. That's amazing. There are so many people moving abroad now. There are so many people. So I love that. Are you planning to like document that in any way? Like, you know how people vlog and stuff, or are you going to kind of do it on them?
I'm going to start that soon. I'm trying to get like a good camera. What I'm using now is I have an iPad, and I carry that around with me all the time. But it's gonna be hard to be holding that and filming. So I'm working on getting something good that I can film. But I'm gonna start that vlog like really soon.
I love that. I can't wait to see that because I love that. I haven't been to Africa yet in general. I was supposed to go when I was 15, and you know what? Hurricane Katrina happened. So I wasn't able to go. Yeah, Africa. So I can't wait to see if you do vlog. I will be tuned in. Okay. So guys, tell them where they can get the books.
So Hebrews is available on Amazon. I actually have this. I wasn't planning on selling it yet, but if y'all want to get the CD before the book is actually done, because they're still getting the book done, but it'll be done in the next week or so.
Listen, guys, get his stuff. Okay, we're here to support each other. Okay, now, a Pilgrim, can you go ahead and introduce, okay, your music, because you're going to be letting them get a sneak peek of the art that you're putting out. So go ahead and introduce that to us, and we're going to let y'all take a listen to that.
So, I sent her 2 joints. One of them is called Internal Immersion, and the other one is called Anti Depressent. And you said something a little while ago that made me think of something that's in internal immersion. You said something about us speaking to ourselves first. And I have, that is actually in a poem that I wrote, Internal Immersion. And I say, usually when I'm writing, it's not till I'm finished that I see it. Wondering who I'm writing to. And the answer is the first person to read it. So we're all writing to ourselves first. Whatever this entity is that enters you, he's talking to you first, and you have to get the message first, and then you put it out there. And so I completely understand that. But internal immersion, I'm shooting a video for these 2 poems that I sent to you, and that's why I sent them to you. I have one already out. It's called Slumbered Estate. That's the first song on the album, which is called Precepts Poetic. But Slumbered Estate is actually on YouTube, and I shot that video already. And those are 2 of my daughters and 3 of my grandchildren in the video. I'm such a family man. I'm from Texas. And though that never left me, I'm still a very deeply Southern rooted man. My father's from Louisiana, so I'm Southern 100%. I just moved to California and got a good taste of this West Coast life. And so I love Cali. I almost would not go back to Texas because of Cali, but my roots are Haitian. So I'm actually an island person. I'm really learning myself, and these books have been helping me learn me. And that's what I've been doing. That's been my journey since me finding out about me being a Hebrew Israelite, 2013, has actually been a self journey. Because that's all that causes you to do is find out who you are, where you're from, and your lineage. And that's all I've been seeking. And that's all my books and music are saying.
I love that. I love that. Okay, well, guys, we're going to go ahead and check this music out. Did you want to have like an actual introduction, or?
I don't know what you're going to play first, but the poetry album is called Precepts Poetic. I'm going to sell it with the book, but also separately. But I would like for you to get them both because I want you to read as well so you can know that these are actually poems in the book. But Internal Immersion and Anti Depressent, I pray you all enjoy and look for them videos because they're coming soon as well. I'd like to thank you for joining me. Your attention is required. I welcome you. And please have your listening ears on. Let's go. Yo. I'm so low that I'm beneath the dirt, but I keep a smirk because I know of the power I possess. Smooth when in action, appearing to be at parade rest. My company never halts. I exalt the king and he endows my being with the supreme thinking, just on a lower level. So to remain humble in the event of my rebel and cause myself to stumble. Recognizing I am merely the clay,
being transformed into whatever he say. I am for my people, so I pray my words curve you from being simple. Ignorance looks like a tidal wave, but it's really just a ripple. Dedicated my life to a constant readjustment of my mental. No more lies. I must seek truth. They keep it disguised. The power to deduce. Most things are hidden in plain sight. A lot of us miss it because we have an overbite and we over-exaggerate and over-procrastinate and over-masturbate just to come to the wrong conclusion. Still finding yourself all alone in a jacked-up time zone. Usually, when I'm right, it's not till I'm finished that I see it. Wondering who I'm writing to, and the answer is the first person to read it. It all starts with me, this beautiful outlet we call poetry. Solidified in it, and faithfully I will proceed. It is the air that I breathe. Used of God, my pen is my rod. And religiously, I will ink everything that comes through the process of thought, internal immersion. Giving all thanks, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yah. It is Him alone that I give praise and worship to. There is none beside Him. But I want to speak to my people, because we reside down here. Check me out. We got a lot of work to do, but I know we can do it. Yo, I'm not really sure what matters anymore. There has been an outpour of something we have never really experienced before that has caused outsiders to know for us don't come forward. Breathtaking. No evil eye towards your brother. No more rainstorms in the eyes of our mothers. Children carelessly playing outside because they no longer have to take cover. Because we all pack peace. You see where I'm going with this? It's like a massage to remove the tension. Death in the Negro community is now in remission, and fists are still clenched in the support of anti-lynching. I be, by my own admission, wishing a sucker would. You see, I'm an advocate for that which is good. I fully understand that the cleaning of the house has to begin in your own neighborhood. Noticing the police, policing the police has been held on a non-existent leash. And that beast has been enjoying a feast on dark meat since the time our feet touched this soil. It appears that they have found joy in mistreating that which is royal. This soil, from whence nobody came, but now they all want to come. When in the back of my mind, all I hear is the beat of an ancestral drum, pounding out rhythms, baiting me home, causing a friction between what is supposed to be and what we have known. The way out has been shown, and there are few that see it, fewer that achieve it, because they lack the understanding that it is like bread being prepared. It is needed. Anti-depressant. Yo. If I speak with wisdom, why take me as a fool? Proverbs 1:7. For thought.